Is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to session recap of 24th of March 2014 by Admiral Markets. So, today, guys, we had some very slow market, and honestly, I wait for that Aussie trade I posted today, so we will see. But you see, it's basically 6 o'clock now, and we are having the end. It's the end of London session, and New York is really slow. But it's Monday, so I think that we will have nice setups for this day, maybe for tomorrow and day after tomorrow. We'll see. Of course, today I have prepared Euro-Dollar cable, Aussie Euro, Australian Dollar, and Swiss Japanese Yen, Swiss Yen. I think there might be nice setups on those pairs, and we will take a look. But of course, prior to that, I need to tell you about risk disclaimer, and then I will jump to, of course, to our last week's session recap, which was, to be honest, the best recap we had so far, with 340 pips pool. So 340 pips potential from last basically recap. So let me tell you a little about a risk disclaimer, then we can continue. Online educational materials are developed by Admiral Markets Estonia for a global audience. Therefore, please take into consideration that information in this session may not be suitable for everyone. To get a corresponding information on charting conditions and any other detail, please visit www.admiralmarketsglobal.com, select your country of residence, and contact an appropriate entity. There is disclaimer telling you all risks associated with Forex market, and by accepting it, you are basically proceeding further with me. Admiral Markets UK Ltd takes no responsibility for the information accuracy. The analysis represents the personal opinion of the author or me, and in no way it represents the actual suggestion for a trade. These are not AIM UK's opinions, and the website, the video is not .co.uk website, but the globalnews.com website. Forex is risky business, and this should be not taken as advice in its personal opinion. This webinar is for informational and educational purposes only. Now, I have a message from Laura. Hello to your USD CAD level of 12.25 was correct. Worked great for me. Thank you. Great. I'm very glad it helped you. Really. So, where we were basically last week. So, summary of last session recap. We had these trades, and I marked them on the charts. You see Euro-Dollar buy at 38.60. And the trade setup was revised next day on Forex Factory and Admiral Markets blog. That is why you should, if you want to take a trade, and sometimes I may revise the trade based on current conditions, and if you follow that, I will show you. You see, this is, let me show you. Yeah, this was basically after our webinar. We had night, and then during the day, next day at 11:13, I have updated the trade, and I posted this setup instead of last setup. Basically, I had also spotted this level to go long, and for that level we had a perfect trade which yielded us total of plus 50 pool. So what does this mean, 50 pip potential? It means that the trade went up for 50 pip without hitting stop loss. You could have taken 5 pip, 10 pip, 15, I don't know, 16 pip, but the maximum you could have taken from this trade was 50 pip. So that means 50 pip potential. Because it's always, if it doesn't hit stop loss, it will always be in a plus, in a profit. And none of these trades last week didn't take, and we didn't suffer any stop loss of all of these trades of the last session recap. That trade also was, I need to show you, executed. It was basically, you seen that 17, it was 18th after our webinar. we had the trade around this region, and then it shooted up basically towards giving us 50 pip potential. 50 pip potential. This trade, as I told you, as I showed you, was revised on Forex Factory and Admiral Markets blog. So read both Forex Factory and Admiral Markets blog. Next trade was GBP, buy position around 66.05, stop loss here, target price 67. It didn't hit target price, but it didn't hit stop loss either, so it gave us plus 30 pip potential. This was the timing of the entry around 66.05. First the trade was in a little bit of drawdown of 10 pips, and then it jumped for 30 pip potential. That is why I'm suggesting using trailing stop when you do trades, because sometimes it will give you the full price projection, but sometimes it will go 20-30 pips and then it will drop down. So usually it's up to you how you manage the trade, but eventually this was also very nice setup. You know, breakout, pullback, continuation, first chance here, because this was alternative trade. So sometimes we can take both trades, although I don't do it. I take only one trade. So if this was the first setup, I have taken this setup. So 30 pip pool was the maximum we could have got, but also sometimes if you see this strong price action, you can take, because this was alternative setup, sell at 65.80. This was alternative setup. So you know that already session recaps. I can also show you the original slide, because it's basically is the same. I've just taken that from the original slide 17 of the March. So you see the original slide, euro dollar, which was revised, cable, this was it, and this was, you can see, sell it, breakout, pullback, continuation. So basically two of those setups could have been taken. I have taken only one, but as I said, both of these setups could have taken. What about Aussie? It was positioned by around 0, 90.50, 90.40, stop loss 90.15, target price 91.50, and alternative trade 91.05, scalp trade, first touch, it was activated first. So alternative trade kicked in first for Aussie. You can see it here. Basically this was the time of our webinar, somewhere around there, 17 of March, and a day after that, of course, it was, well, basically it was 2 o'clock a.m. But you see the first touch of 91, almost no drawdown from this trade. Look at this. Perfect short for a first scalp swing. Really perfect, great short. And we could have got there maximum plus 40. It was maximum which the trade yielded up. USD CAD, which was basically the trade of the month. I cannot say the trade of the week. It was even better, the trade of the month, because many of you told me that USD setup worked perfect, really, and I'm really glad. You see, it was positioned by around this level, 110.35, targeting this level. It was basically 180 pip. It hit target price, but eventually the trade went for 245 pips. I didn't take this into account. I have only taken this plus 148 because that was target price maximum, which I have predicted and analyzed. And you can see this was a trade entry, and look at this, almost no substantial pullback, and it went one swing, second swing, third, first, second, and second swing top was basically target price. Then it made some head and shoulders going down. Now I don't see any big trades there, so I won't post it today. I went with other pairs, but this was really excellent trade of the month, trade of the week. Great. And New Zealand dollar, also great trade, sell around 86.40 scalp swing, and the trade executed to the pip without a drawdown, plus 40 pip potential, and this was the trade. New Zealand dollar, sell around 86.40 scalp swing, but it went eventually. So even if you got 15 pips out of that trade, it's still great, because you see it was executed there 18 of March, 17 or 5 p.m. platform time. So basically you can see the price almost hit this level, and then it dropped very fast to the downside, and then it made a second chance pullback a little bit short of this target, but again it was rejected. So New Zealand dollar also was a great setup, and I hope that you at least got some of the pips from this 340 pip pool. Okay, and now today, of course, we are gonna take a look. I will go first with this setup, because I'm waiting for this setup. Personally, I only have 35 pip stop loss, so we will see. I advise you, if you of course want to trade Euro Aussie, as always, go with trailing stop. This is what I personally am waiting for. I want to sell around 51.50, stops 35 pips, targeting 50.40. I don't know if it will hit the target, but I think it will give me at least 20 pips initially. It hits 51.50. Or alternatively, if I don't get a level 50.85 trade targeting 50.40, but I think now it's around 51.26.7, so I think I might have this trade first. So why do I want to take a short trade? Is because of this. For me, it's obvious. I don't know if it will be successful, but I'm really waiting for this trade. I also have a pending order set at 51.50. Unfortunately, it didn't hit today while we had a London and New York session. Markets were very slow, but I hope it will be hit. I hope it will be hit maybe after, I don't know, 12 o'clock, because it still have Aussie inside of it, so maybe Australian dollar. So we can have maybe a nice short. Technically, I'm looking really forward for this trade. I have an inner trend line, which basically served here as a mini support. But you see, 1, 2, 3, 4 rejection. Then it basically it dropped without a. It was a retest, but you see, when that retest happened, it basically happened. It's not a perfect retest, and it happened on Monday. So I want to see another retest of the zone around 51.50. I don't say it will be hit to the pip, somewhere around there, because I want to react and analyze. So I want to see Euro Australian dollar somewhere around 51.50. Not, well, I cannot say it will go to the pip, but you understand what I'm telling you. Somewhere around the level. I also have 38.2 confluence zone, and I also have that last swing low here, inner trend line there, protruding through this 38.2. So I'm paying attention to this zone. Okay, Euro Australian dollar. I'm having hopes for this trade, really. Now, if you want to take a look at today's plan for me, basically, I will show you the trade of cable went great. I don't know if you're following the blog, because I also posted that on Admiral Markets blog, and on of course Spider's Den Forex Factory. I will show you now the same basically, but you should also follow the blog, because sometimes I make updates also to the blog. GBP dollar for March 24th. Look at this. Let's wait for this to open. And I'm basically, you could have got maximum of 25, 30 pips, because you see, it was basically a sell of 65.05, and it happened after I published my analysis, the price went here and then it dropped. So that was the trade. I posted trend setup and counter trend setup. Both setups I posted there. Okay, and now what I see on cable is basically, let me show you. Oh, sorry. This was basically from the last week, but I will be fast with this. I will make it instantly. So cable, what should we do? I'm still looking short trades for the cable. I'm still looking for the short trades. This was the low here. We can make it like this. This was the low. So 64.65. Let me check it. 64.65. So alternative scenario. Alternative. I will first write down alternative scenario. Let me see if I didn't make any mistake. Yeah, of course. Great. So only for cable. So first is alternative scenario. I would look to sell if it breaks 64.65, and my targets will be, let me switch to daily time frame, and this was the region, red level 64.26. Yeah, this is the good level, 64.26. 64.25, let's say it, 64.25, and targeting 64.25. Of course, you need to see where the height of breakout, pullback, continuation will be, and then you place your stop loss accordingly. So you need to place your stop loss accordingly. If it breaks it here and then pulls back, and then let's see, on 1 hour, of course, time frame, if it breaks it here and then makes a pullback, you place always a stop loss at the last high, because you will be selling if you want to take breakout, pullback, continuation trade. Now to the short side, let me see, we need to insert a retracement from here, and let's make a retracement double fib. This was very, very ungrateful because it's not a big retracement. So we can have also a trend line here. And again, I don't see any chances for big loans except for short trades. Again, the same level zone, 65.05, 65.10. You see, because we have basically also a channel and the series of lower lows. So again, I will say sell, and this is now in downtrend. So sell trade 65.05 to 65.10. Stop loss should be, let's see, stop loss should be above this guy, 65. Oh, it's a very small stop loss. So even though if you take a hit, let's say stop loss 65.30, targeting 64.25. Okay, so for cable, I don't know if I'm right, but for now I see a sell only at cable. We will see now. Alternative scenario can also be the same as I posted here today, the alternative scenario. So that can be a counter trend trade. So I will make another alternative scenario. So if this happens, because it's very obvious, if this level breaks, it will shoot up. Okay, this is what I think. Of course, you don't have to listen to me, but I will make this also alternative 2 scenario, because you know cable is very fast, and cable can go up and down really fast. And if this level breaks, you see a confluence. It's a big confluence here. It's a confluence of, basically we have a confluence of 50 fib and red level and the trend line at 65.17. now we have a trend line which is the resistance, and it still shoots through 23.6 and 38.2. So basically, if it breaks here, it will be possibly a breakout pullback continuation on a clear trigger happy trade. So alternative scenario can also kick in, and also alternative scenario beyond this level, it should drop to 64.25. So plenty of possible setups on cable. Okay. Aussie is in uptrend. Aussie is in uptrend as I see it now. I will switch to here, and now basically what I'm looking for is I want to see it here. I don't know if we will get the pullback, but I want to see it there because I have a trend line here, 38.2 of the last swing, 61.8 of the last swing, and 38.2 basically of the weekly swing. So two swings, 38.2, 61.8 weekly, daily, and also a trend line, which is a great trend line, and it still gives me a confluence there. Also, look at this. This height was breached, and I think Aussie is in uptrend, but I want to see a pullback. I cannot take any trades now because it's too high for me, if you know what I mean. It's a bit of high for me, and you know that I don't want to take, of course, long trades there. So this is also a confluence zone. I can tell you to pay attention to 91.00 for a possible longs, but for me the better it will be if it touches. So I will write it down. For me personally, I would like to see 90.80 first, but also pay attention to 91.02. Yeah, 91.00. Possible long scalp trade. Maybe for a scalp trade you also can pay, yeah, possibly 91.00. That is the zone. 91, 90.80. That is the zone. You see why I'm telling you, because we have 23.6 and 38.2, not very strong numbers. Those are not very strong numbers. But still it has a nice confluence there at around 90.80. You see? A bigger confluence. And maybe it will come and hit this trend line and go down. It will also make a swing, nice swing to the downside. Yeah, but I'm still inclined to buy into dips, yeah, on this pair. So let's see what will happen. Not a big movement today, but maybe we will have it, of course. So that is Aussie, and I told you about euro dollar. I'm waiting for this trade, and Swiss yen also. I think if we get sell around 116, we can have a nice, potentially 100 pip trade. Swiss yen, sorry, where did I put it? Yeah, I made that on other chart. So let me find it, and I will show that to you. So Swiss yen, yeah, here, Swiss yen, yeah. So the level which I'm paying attention to is basically on, let's open 4-hour time frame. Now you see what I have in mind. You can place a nice trend line here, and also if you go with retracement, let's say that you will use this swing because it's the most prominent one, okay, somewhere around there. And now you can see also that we have around 60. Let me be precise. Okay, here. So if one of next candles goes to the upside, if it's really in downtrend, it shouldn't go past this candle. But it's also a retracement to 23.6 of the last swing, but you can just pay attention to this point of the chart. You see this Okay, so if it breaks the level, it can really go again to the upside. That is why I'm eyeing this level. Not so much because of this 23.6. It's a good level. It's also in confluence with 0.0 level. But also, yeah, I will repeat euro-dollar trade. Just let me explain this. But also we can take a chance because we have a historical sellers there. Look at this, guys. Historical sellers there. First time it was hit, it was sold for 130 points. Now I will try to exploit at least, I don't know, 20, 30 pips if my trailing stop doesn't hit me. But maybe if we're lucky, we can get a full 100 pip trade. But still, I'm paying attention to this because if it makes it there, we can also make again a new trend line there. So basically, it will make a new trend line here. And it's also important level. Look at this. If it jumps above that level, it can go again to the upside. So historical sellers are very, very important. If you watch this, you can see the gap here also. So I think that this level should be protected. Yeah, should be protected. So Swiss yen. And now let's repeat those slides again. And I'm paying attention to Euro, Aussie. It's going to the upside. But still it didn't hit 51.50. So let's see what will happen. And the slides again. Euro dollar. It's not an ideal pair to trade now. You see euro dollar, basically I didn't trade it so much during last week, and I just don't like how it goes now. It's very slow. It goes to the downside, and it's very range bound now, and I think that we really can have many more opportunities to there. Because if you want to be professional trader, someday you will not trade only 1, 2, 3 pairs. That is nonsense. You can trade 23, 24 pairs, and I will be writing an article about why you should trade more than only euro, dollar, or cable. You will have many more opportunities, guys. Believe me. I will also show you last 2-3 months of trading with different pairs and basically a breakdown of those trades. And euro dollar was indeed one of the I didn't trade it so much because I really had great success with other crosses, especially minor crosses. So the analysis works great also with those minor crosses. So this is what I see on euro dollar. This is what I see on cable. Dollar CAD analysis, Anton's bulls. I didn't make dollar CAD analysis today. I made euro dollar cable, Aussie, euro Australian dollar, and Swiss yen. Cable means GBP dollar. Cable is GBP dollar. Okay? Fiber means euro dollar. I will also make during the May a webinar where I will teach you those Forex acronyms which we professional traders use in Forex market. And you will have a document which you will be able to download it, so you will know all abbreviations and all acronyms in Forex market. So you won't be confused when someone tells you Kiwi or Swissy or I don't know, break even or something like that. You will all know. I know that there are many new traders and I want to help you, so I will make a document also about that, so you will, and a webinar about that, so you will be able to download it. So pay attention to that webinar in May. So this is for Aussie, this is for Euro, Australian dollar. This is what I'm waiting for. No, there is no call on New Zealand dollar now. Currently, I've been working with 5 pairs. But maybe starting from, I don't know, May, June, I will extend these recaps maybe to 10 pairs. But now at the moment I'm very, very busy. You know that I've been managing also blog, Forex Factory, private mentorships, also doing analysis all day, and this isn't easy for me. I scan through all of those potential trades and I try to give you the best ones I see, except for, of course, I always make euro dollar cable and Aussie, because you know most of you trade euro dollar cable and Aussie, but I always try to put 2 additional pairs, as in this case it was euro, Australian dollar and Swiss yen, because you need to see the power really of those other minor crosses. Usually I worked, well, I can say 10 hours in a day. Usually 10 hours to maybe sometimes more, but rarely. If I have those Camarilla Magdi mentorship classes, then I even work for 12 or more hours. But usually my week is very, very busy and I work from around 10 hours per day. Of course, I make breaks. I don't just sit here and type or, I don't know, analyze. I also make breaks because I make those pending orders, or I watch market, and then if it gives me the trade around my level, I can take a trade even while I'm out, but I always pay attention to those setups I've been giving to you also. So basically, yeah, I work a lot, really. So maybe, as I say, after May or in June, I don't know, I will start to make those 10 pair analysis. It will take much time for me, but I will try to do that. I don't promise now anything, but that is in the plan, and I may do it also. Also, for real live account holders, I also will make a special webinar about this new platform, 600 plus builds. Yeah, 625 build already, and it's good. It's better than 610. They made some changes to C+ code, and I think for me now it's working pretty fine, much better than 610. My experience really is great. This platform is very close to MT5, and it's really very fast. Execution is much faster. You could have noticed that. And to be honest, I'm very happy with these builds, because they made some changes protecting, well, those, you know, sellers of indicators. But, you know, if you follow my analysis and my free systems, which me and Chris will be presenting you, and which I will be presenting you personally, you just don't have to use those cracked indicators. I will always give you the indicators and systems which work, of course, not those which you need to pay for, because they are free, right? So 625 is really, really good. Do you see head and shoulders in GBP Aussie in daily chart? GBP Aussie. Let me switch to GBP Aussie. Daily chart. Yeah, this looks like head and shoulders indeed. Indeed, this looks like head and shoulders, and it's pretty. Yeah, it looks like it started a retest of this zone. So anyone who sold from this level, you know how you trade head and shoulders. There are 2 ways to trade head and shoulders. First, you know, head and shoulders, if you trade it, usually they're a classic way of head and shoulders trade. and conservative one and modern one. Modern one is to trade right just from the top of the right shoulder. So if this is a left shoulder here, you wait for the price to make, you could have traded it from here, because this is basically the top of the right shoulder. You see the left, and then this was the right place to go in. It made some drawdown here, and then basically if you have shorted it from here, you could have made a great amount of pips, because this is daily chart. You would have been in a drawdown, of course, next 2 days, but this is the modern way. Trade it from the right shoulder. A classical way is to trade at the break of the neckline. So the trade is already running, because if you had taken a short around, this was the low 81.26, you would have had nice pips by now, because this level was a break of the neckline, and it needed a retest. Let me see if we had a retest. This was a breakout. Yeah, there was a retest. You see, breakout here, pull back here, and retest, and continuation from here. So retest was to the pip, 81.26. So your entry should have been 81.26 if you went with that kind of trading, classical trading. If you went if you want to trade the modern way, you can take from the top of the right shoulder. So even there, you can take the shorts. Mind you, however, I don't take any trades on daily chart. You are short from 83.08. Excellent. I would advise you to use trailing stop. Why? Because you have a strong support here. You see? Also here you have support. 80.10. So use trailing stop. Protect your profits. But it has potential to go even more to the downside. Let me see. You see the confluence here. It should make a target to 79.10, but use trailing stop. I advise you to do that. Great. 300 pips. Excellent. Okay. So those setups are for today, tomorrow, and possibly a day after tomorrow. But pay attention to Almer Markets blog and Forex Factory, Spider's Den, because I may have some updates on these trades. So far, I'm waiting especially for this one and for this one, but we will see. Maybe euro dollar will give us also nice entries. So guys, thank you for being here with me. I will talk to you very, very soon, the day after tomorrow. Of course, don't forget to sign in for our education. It's free, and because it's free, you need to make profits from it. I'm giving you those trades which I also personally want and like to trade, and sign in for how to use correct leverage money management. This is especially important, because if you listen to me, your account will last much, much longer. Okay? Thank you for comments. Thank you very much. My first webinar with you, but I'm following you since a long time. Thank you for that kind of comment. Of course, I'm very glad if it helps you. Thanks, Nenad. Thank you guys. Can you go through setups again? Yeah, I will make a quick, and no problem. I will make a quick recap here. This is euro dollar. This is cable. This is Australian dollar. Euro dollar, which I would like to see it soon. And the last one is Swiss yen. So, guys, thank you very much. I will talk to you very, very soon, and many green pips. Thank you. Cheers, everyone.